Sure, Jan.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. It is Jamsis back at it again, except this time we're doing my placements for the what season is this? The Triumph season? You know, whatever. The name doesn't matter. It's just the new season of RTA. I'm challenging myself to not cleave this time around. Or not cleave as much, you know. Like if my opponent picks like Ran or something, then it's justice, because if I cleave them back, then it's anti-cleave. I'm not cleaving them, you know? But yes, I'm trying to not just speed race in the lower ranks, because I feel like losing to speed just doesn't feel good, and I don't really want to like traumatize players that aren't like as far along on the E700. That sounds so pretentious, but like the thing is, like, I don't want to bully people with like speed units. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, my opponent picks Shu here. Okay, I know I said I'm not bullying them with speed, but my Flitica is like around the 280 benchmark, so she's not that fast. Like, guys, come on. And Stenny's like the premier standard pick. Anyway, yes. I'm just gonna continue making some epicseven RTA content, and if that's something you like, please like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment. Like, I hate shilling for myself because I like, hello, I'm trash, but you know, it's for the engagement and I want to grow, and I have some like goals in mind that I want to hit, but like whatever. Even though I did recently hit 100 subscribers, and I do really want to thank you guys. Thank you. My opponent here actually picked some cleave picks, so now we're doing anti-cleaves. Now I don't feel bad about picking my racers. And although this is my first match of placements, we really could be in whatchamacallit. This could be like another high ranked player, because I've heard and experienced it where your MMR from last season kind of bleeds over into placements. So if I was a fresh account doing my placements all over again, I will be placed in a easier queue and I wouldn't be placed as high. So maybe this guy just has like really fast speed because he picked Bunny Dom and Red Cowrick with confidence. But looking at that speed bar, I'm just I'm just bullying a new player. I'm so sorry. Pera dies. Oh no. Pera almost dies as punishment. Honestly, the game's over at this point because he has no way to effectively deal with BBK, and BBK is about to wipe his ass. So I'm very sorry to Alexander223. Yeah, this is a formal apology from me. And there's not much to say. I just kind of gear gapped him. My mediocre ass BBK is about to chop down his teeth like sashimi, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm getting out of the lower elo, so I don't bully bronze players anymore. Yeah, that was a really quick first match. But let's hope that my coming matches are a little less speed raced and I can showcase some of my standard playstyles, because I've said it before, but I am predicting that the meta will slow down, because with the introduction of Zeo and like the existence of picks such as like Sage Ugly and Green Armin, like the meta's been set up to slowing down for a while. So I really think standard stonks are gonna go up. Like, please quote me on this. Like, I want to be the one to have called it, even though I'm sure other people have. It's just like, let me live my fantasy, you know. My opponent picks APOC, Ravi, and DN. Like, wow, flashback to last season. I pick my same old. I'm not cleaving. This is just a casual Flitica, I promise. I pick Savior Aiden because Aiden? Oh, I went over this last video. Like, but yes, I pick Aiden because she's a good pick into the 2 dark units and she provides some protection. And I pick Handguy because we're playing standard. You know, my opponent here picks Seaside Bologna, which is a good pick because there's a lot of chip damage and reach for Steny on top of, you know, unbuffable, really annoying debuffs if he bans my hand guy. And we're just waiting on the last pick. I'm thinking of picking Sylvan Sage Vivian and then just banning Seaside Bologna here if the last pick isn't threatening, and I don't think Alencia's that threatening in my opinion, especially because I'm very confident that I'll be able to strip Alencia and stun her before it can strip any of my other buffs off, so there's that. And I banned Seaside Bologna because the residual chip damage I think will be too much for Sylvan Sage Vivian or Spectre Tenebria or Aiden to deal with, and my opponent banned Flitica. And I'm pretty happy with how the bans turned out. Like, let's get this gear gap win, hopefully. Surprisingly, my hand guy grabs the first turn. Wasn't expecting that, considering my hand guy's only around like 250-ish speed. I make the decision to just S3 here because it forces him. Okay, my thought process here was that it forces him to S2 with DN so he wouldn't have anti-crit. But my opponent here just presses the S3, so I'm thinking, oh, even better, I can just stun Alencia and keep all my buffs. But unfortunately, this guy runs a ER Alencia, so I get all my buffs stripped off anyway. But you know, it's fine. If Aiden doesn't get hit, I can counter with the S2, but you know, of course, like, game's going well for me? Of course not. My Aiden almost gets one shot by the Alencia S3 because, like, oof, imagine dodging, right? 70% by the way. But you know, now that Aiden has the crit damage buff, I'm kind of hoping that she'll be able to delete this APOC Ravi because she'll be around 350 crit damage, but unfortunately it's not quite enough. I'm forced to S2 with hand guy and just pray for the best. One lucky thing to note though is that Sylvan Sage Vivian did not get stripped or anything, so she has a very real chance of just soloing all the DPSs right now, and yeah, that's rage. Aiden dodges, surprisingly, because my opponent rams the S2 in because he knows that his APOC's likely not going to survive until the next turn to actually get the S3 in. RB dies because my Aiden is Omega damage, and then Aiden gets hit again. Like, I'm farming Banshee right now because I want to build Rylet, but like I can't wait to like gear up like a 420, 430 gear score Rylet just to have it get hit and die, you know? Evasion units. They are so feast or famine, which is why I think a lot of people don't like playing with them, but it's just a part of epicseven. Like that dual attack, that's justice for Alencia resisting the Steny stun. And then Steny bricks her crit, so it's whatever. And then Sylvan Sage Vivian just flushes the other 2 DPS, and my opponent's done. And yeah, I played standard. Are you guys proud of me? No Conger Lilius, no Peyra, only Flitica, but I used Flitica as a standard abuser. On to my next match against Domina? Oh, yeah. Reading's hard, guys. I do want to say though, I am quite excited about the meta slowing down because the meta slowing down is actually my favorite, because if I had to describe my playstyle in like the most layman terms, it would be bullying standard players. And bullying standard players is just very fun, you know, because there's no real threat of speed contest, and there are some really odd techs that standard players bring against cleave. But if you disguise yourself as like a standard player and then just play like one speed range out of that, you get to just have a fair bruiser match, except it's only fair for you, and it's not fair for the opponent, because you just hit him with really weird speed tunings and stuff. My opponent here goes for DJB C Armin, which is kind of weird. I was kind of expecting to see SC Arwell, because that's the flavor of the month mitigator, especially since the Golden Girls meta is so rampant right now. Like, even May Chloe's getting some play time in the meta because SC Arwell just provides so much value to light units. I actually do have one 6-star, she's just not built. Just stay tuned for the re-gearing of my account after the next hunt buff event, where I can hopefully build a Rylet that doesn't suck. But I wouldn't hold your breath. My gear crafting is pretty atrocious. Anyway, I go for a aggressive pick with Ida Flitica because
Is it my turn?
I don't know. I was just very confident in my picks. So what can I say? My opponent picked Celine, but I can't say that I really care, because if he lets my Faithless Litica through, it'll outspeed and push my team. But if they let Conqueror Lilius through, Ida should be able to cut after 2 non-attack skills, and Celine, depending on her S2 EE, will only run into Aiden or someone random. So since they let both of my openers through, I am thinking I'll just S1 Conqueror Lilius into Celine and then just go from there. But something unexpected happens. It pulls Aiden, and Eternus allows DJB to go next, and this can actually be really fucking bad, because now my opponent gets to cut me instead of the other way around. Like, thanks Aiden, you did it. Not the worst though, because Crimson Armin uses her S3, but the immortality is gonna fall off immediately because my opponent's units get to take a turn before I do. But yeah, they should still be winnable. Should be winnable depending on my RNG with Aiden. Looks like this Charlotte is on Symbol of Unity, and I lose a 50-50, which is like great, I guess. Thanks. In all honesty, I should have saved my S3 or something, because I don't need the push right now, and it's not like Celine has anything to reset, but whatever, like, what do I know? I was just very panicked at the thought of losing this game, because when I started this placement series, I thought to myself, wow, 10 wins, easy peasy, am I right? Luckily though, Conqueror Lilius pushes Aiden, and then Aiden manages to dodge and kill Charlotte. Not kill Charlotte, but get very close to killing Charlotte. DJB just pushes their S2, which I thought was kind of a strange choice, because I think Aiden was in the range where she would have died to even a miss. So Flitica is able to finish off Charlotte, and Aiden hits Celine through the 50-50, so I guess the luck evened out. And yeah, and that's the third match. Oh, I guess this match was kind of cleavy, really aggressive. Oh, sorry, false advertising. I'll have to change the name of the video to trying not to pick cleave and placements, gone wrong, police called, gone sexual. Oh, my opponent picks Ran, so we're obviously gonna race this, gonna race this dude. And yeah, and he's gonna like it. If you pick speed contesters against me and you're in silver, I'm just gonna race you, dude. I feel really bad about saying this, but in the current meta right now, one of the safest anti-cleave options is to race your opponent. And that sounds really bad, but you know, it is what it is. I'm very excited for Zio to come out, because I think Zio will be pretty mediocre for cleave players, because think about it. Cleave players are going to grab turn 1 no matter what. So a unit that hits turn 1 no matter what doesn't really provide that much value unless you're getting speed contested. And if you think about aggro, since aggro plays in the space between like cleave and standard, it runs into the speed race kind of situations a lot. And while Zio does not work against Guiding Light, he works against Ran, Peyra, Conqueror, Lilius. So I'm very, very excited. And he goes through immunity, if I remember correctly. So, very exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm continuing to race this guy because, you know, I'm a bad person, but I could have told you that. Just, my opponent pussies out and picks... not pussies out, my opponent decides to flip the switch and tank down, but it's kind of too late. I don't think any of his picks do particularly well into mine, if I'm being honest. Like, none of his units do that well into Seaside Iceria, except for Seaside Bologna and Ran if he outspeeds, but that's a big if. Like, my Peyra is almost 315, come on. I do the degenerate thing of picking APOC as my anchor, because, you know, we're cleaving, we're counter cleaving as cleave, so it's fine. Like, I'm not a bad person if I'm anti-cleaving. Remember this, guys. So yeah, I just banned mitigation like an ape, and my opponent bans my anchor, and I thought that to be quite the interesting decision considering my Seaside Iceria is about to rip his team a new asshole. But it's fine. It's fine. This game where we play this game to have fun. My Peyra, as expected, grabs turn 1. Ooh, cleave. Ooh, very interesting. Oh, Ryla doesn't get hit by Peyra though, so like, bad RNG. RNG loss. Yeah, but this match is over. Like, sorry. Maybe I really shouldn't have this video trying not to cleave in placements, because it is not looking too hot. I just kill Ran here so I can bomb SSB and then just win the match from there. SSB does her counter, but it doesn't really matter because his team's about to get stunned and then blown up by Watcher Shuri. So yeah, throwback to 2 seasons ago where a lot of teams would look like this. Well, Peyra, Seasaria, not Acid, and Watcher Shuri. Those are kind of like newer meta picks, I guess, like kind of. Anyway, yeah, the video is basically winding down, and a lot of people have left at this point. Like, don't feel bad. If I can look at the statistics, only like around a fifth or a quarter when it's good, people are left. I would just like to take this time out to thank you for your support again. Like, I'm doing this as a hobby while I am in between programs, because I was initially pursuing pharmacy, but then the more I worked in a pharmacy, the more I found like that work was not really for me for a variety of reasons. I'm just currently in the middle of switching careers. Like, I'm thinking of like maybe doing a master's and going to med school maybe, or trying to see what's out there. But yes, oh, this is like, I'm anti-cleaving again. What can you do when your opponent tries to cleave you? My opponent here is really ambitious, by the way, because I could pick, like, if I was a normal person, I would pick Edward and D Lilibet here, and he'd be kind of done. But I wanted to flex my I wanted to flex my speed against this guy, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, I do actually plan on starting streaming epicseven soon, so if you are interested or like think that I would be good at it, or like, I don't know, like I wish I had my Spirit Blade Araminta built here, because she'd actually unironically be good, but she's not, sadly. But yeah, if you think that, like, if that's something you would be interested in, please let me know, because like, I don't know, encouragement is nice. But yeah, it's just, my opponent bans the speed imprint, but Weedrid is still on the board, so it's still quite ambitious, I have to say. My acid speed RNG is my pay rev by like 10 speed, but whatever. Doesn't matter, game's already over. I can just S2 and S3 with my Weedrid, and that is what I should do. And thank God I do, because if I risk the stun, that would be like the saddest loss ever. No, why are you stunning? No, stop, don't be stupid. Press S3. Press S3 for the attack buff. Yes, okay. I amazed myself with how stupid I am.
Shall we go?
But anyway, my last few uploads might have been like lower energy because I was feeling really sad about a bunch of stuff. Like, life is hard, like everyone knows this, but I'm trying to get back onto the happy grind. But nobody wants to watch a 40-minute video of me doing placement.
You aren't even fit to kiss
Or do we? Or do you guys? I don't know. But basically, this is it for the first half of my placements. I'll be back with you on Friday for not cleaving for the last 5 games. Not cleaving, quote unquote. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.